Hi, so I am gonna do my response on the Bhopal disaster, also referred to as the Bhopal gas tragedy. So this is a gas leak in India, and it was considered one of the world's worst industrial incidents since in 1984. So basically, the Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant in Bhopal, around 500,000 people were exposed to methyl isocyanate and many other chemicals, and it kind of made its way into like the pipes around like the town, and the death toll was like still to be continued, but the official death toll was around 2,000, but there was around 3,700 deaths according to the government of the Madhya Pradesh, which is like the place that Bhopal is in. So the government affidavit stated that around 558,000 people were injured by this, and around 38,478 people were injured partially, and there were some around 4,000 permanent injuries as well. So a lot of people were affected by this. Some people say that like 8,000 people died within 2 weeks, and I'd say that around another 8,000 more have died because of injuries leading up to it or after it. So the cause of the actual disaster remains in debate. I'd say that a lot of people are saying that it was the Indian government's fault for faulty pipelines, which is why the gas leaks had occurred. So when it comes to the United States response to this, the EPA was one of the main agencies that really communicated with the Indian government for this Bhopal disaster. So the national response team of the EPA was called and followed the incident command response. So they reviewed the authorities, regulations, programs, and expertise with other federal agencies that might have been helpful in determining the response for the domestic accident. So the incident command response that they did follow was, one second, let me find it. So the incident command response that they did follow was basically that there's first a incident commander who kind of manages the whole thing, talking to the operations planning, logistics, finance, administration unit, as well as the public information officer, safety officer, and liaison advisor. And so this person is the one who really kind of makes sure that the United States, the EPA, is really effectively communicating with the Indian government, as well as how the response being laid out within the EPA and other agencies involved in the United States. So the incident command is who everyone really reports to. So directly under the incident command is the public information officer, the safety advisor, and the liaison advisor. So the public information officer really coordinates a response to the United States, as well as the people in India too. Maybe they communicate with Indian media, as well as media in the United States, for how they should really determine how to really talk about the brutalities, what exactly happened, the cause, and the how they're really responding to the actual disaster. There's also a safety advisor to maintain that everyone who is within the response is safely doing the response, and also to see if other people are effectively who were affected by the disaster are doing like what they can to be safe, and to make sure that those who are affected are being safely taken care of. There's also the liaison officer who works with other agencies. So some of the other agencies that the EPA worked with within the United States are the Department of State, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, Department of Transportation, Department of Labor, Department of Defense, Energy, and the Health and Human Services. So also other governmental agencies in India who also take care of that, the Indian Department of Health, Public Health, the Environmental Protection, like the Indian Protection Agency as well. So yeah, that's what the liaison officer does. So under the operations unit, the operations unit directly responds to the incident command, and so the operations unit takes care of basically all of the logistics. They're the ones who created a task force to coordinate with the Indian government to really surveil like what happened in Bhopal and to see where they can help for the response. So various funds, resources, whatever. The operations unit really works with the planning and logistics unit to really lay out an effective response. So the planning unit really finds out what the next steps are. They develop an action plan within the United States as well as India, so how things can be transported, how things can work out like between the two agencies, what really lies in the United States government's hands, as well as what lies within the state of India, like what can the United States do to fully utilize their resources in helping those who were injured, to see what they can help for the actual gas leak, to see how they could fix potential further ones from happening. So then also the logistics unit, they're the ones who really provide all the resources. They plan out who really needs what, where to prioritize the resources, where to find effective, maybe if like food services are needed for those impacted, then they will figure that out. Proper supplies needed, gas masks for people who are working within the unit, to figure out the root cause of the gas leaks. And so also the last one that responds under the incident command is the financial and administration unit, which really covers all the costs to see if the United States is giving a proper budget is allocating a proper budget in helping the Bhopal, India accidents, and also to see exactly where the United States can be financed in helping Bhopal, and see where the Indian government may need some things, and where other places in Bhopal and like the government of their province may need money, and where the United States can help for that. Okay, so that is sort of the incident command response. Some of the pros is that the United States was able to get a lot of agencies involved, as previously mentioned, such as the Department of State, the FEMA, Department of Transportation, to really help in the way that they could, given that this was a company that was funded by the United States. So to really see if like those people could help. Another pro is that the United States was able to allocate certain funds to help and create certain programs to help them. A con is that the Indian government and many local activists actually argue that the slack management and like the maintenance that basically created this situation where like pipe maintenance also like led to a backflow of water. So that's really what triggered the disaster. And so, but the actual like gas company believes that didn't in fact happen. So there's some confusion on that. However, the blame is still really being considered as to where the blame actually should be located. So I feel like maybe the United States could have done something to help out within that. But yeah, maybe they could have spent more time planning out, more time like within the planning unit, logistics unit, to figure out something to find out the root cause, and to see if like the United States could have done anything beforehand, and see where they were at fault. So this is definitely a disaster that the casualties and everything was definitely a big con, and there should have been more help from the Indian government to see where they could have helped reduce some of those casualties, as the ones that they reported were much lower than what actually happened. So that is a very devastating fact. That could have been done about that. But yeah, all right, thank you.